Good evening, everyone. Keith Johnson, CPA here with your business beat for Sunday, June 13th. We had some late breaking news, as is the wont of the government. Here was another data drop late on Friday that, they're trying to hide it, but I think the GOP side of Congress will put it out there tomorrow. Apparently, what happened was the IRS, yes, that IRS is intending to, or allowed anyway, I'm sorry, to certain billionaires' data to be leaked out. Now, as someone who works with the IRS, representing clients, I could tell you, at least from my end, they, by and large, do a pretty good job. But then again, I'm not a sophisticated hacker, and I'm not um, I'm not a bad person, so I'm not going to think of ways to go and steal data. As I told you last week, it happened to me. So, no, I want to stay honest, but no, apparently there was a data breach at the IRS, and apparently several or some data from several very, very high net worth people in the billionaire range was leaked out. Now, I'm sure it's been contained. I don't, at this point, at least, from where we are on Sunday, June 13th, I don't see a major threat to the rest of us. I think it was from some hacker group, activist hacker group that was targeting the billionaires. I don't see it as a major push to steal you or my credit card or social security numbers, rather. So I think I wouldn't worry too much about your data. But here's the thing. I think the damage, the fallout is going to be more political than practical. You see, there's been quite a bit of push in the new budget bill and in these infrastructure bills to give a couple of $2 to $3 billion to the IRS. Now, people think, okay, yeah, that's funding the enemy. Well, I'll be honest. The reason for the crappy service that you and I and everybody else has gotten over the last couple of years is directly tied to serious underfunding by the IRS. The IRS, I've done this for almost 25 years, and most of my working life at this, we've seen the IRS be underfunded, both in staffing and in technology. I can pretty much tell you, and with a fair amount of confidence, that my hometown, a company that's out of business now, but back in the 80s, put an article out there about selling the IRS 2,000 computers, and I wouldn't be shocked at all if it turns out they're still using those. The IRS is woefully underfunded, and I'll be honest, and if you know me, I don't take a totally adversarial approach to the IRS. Yes, they are on the other end of the table with me, but at the same time, we do work to make sure that taxpayers are compliant, because most taxpayers would agree that taxes are necessary for the running of this country. Now, how it's spent, that's another story. But I'll agree that this is that the underfunding of the IRS is now starting to pop up more seriously. Well, now that what we're going to be seeing is that the GOP, some of the moderate senators, are coming out and saying, well, wait a second now, we're not going to we're not going to go on board with some of this budget stuff if the IRS isn't going to tighten up their security. It's like, okay, if they can't take care of our data, why should we appropriate $2 or $3 billion to upgrade the system? Won't get into the politics. I mean, I can see the argument at both sides, but just as a practical person who works with the IRS every day, I could tell you that I wouldn't mind seeing seeing them get an extra few $1 billion. It'll help all of us, and we've all been subjected the last year or two to lines getting rejected calls. I mean, it's getting to the point now where I'll call for a client. It'll take me literally 20 times of say, sorry, due to the, purpose of your call and due to, the staff, we can't take your call it now. So I think that's going to be the big story of the week, to be honest. I think you're going to see a lot of that. Also on tap for this week, you're going to be seeing a lot of more news, I think, about the spreading unemployment problem. We're seeing a lot of people rage quitting, which is just quitting. There's no backup plan now from a financial standpoint. I'm not into that. I think, you should have at least some kind of backup plan. You should have the foresight, barring something super egregious like sexual harassment or anything like that. I think that you should have a plan. It's like, so that, okay, you're quitting, fine, now what? And I just don't see that here. But I think, I saw a stat today, a little over 5% of all restaurant workers quit during the month of May. I was out today with my awesome office manager Pam and my brother-in-law and his wife and my nephew, and we had a good lunch. We had 11 or 10 people in our party, and the waiter was great. He was on point. Missed a couple minor things, but I think he adjusted for it in the bill. And he was a good guy. But we could see, and the place was full. It's a popular restaurant. It's relatively new, and it's not a major holiday like maybe next week would be with Father's Day. So that's going to be in the news this coming week too, I think. Also, there's a little bit of early tropical disturbances in the Gulf. I don't see now, I am a weather geek. That was my original college major, meteorology. So I do follow the weather quite a bit. I can tell you that oil prices, gas prices have started to come down. Jumped 20 cents a couple weeks ago, and they've backed off about 5 cents since then. There's some tropical disturbances in the Gulf. I think they will develop some. We're not going to get the Cat 5 Michaels or Lindas or something like that we had the last couple of years. But I do see where maybe the oil supply chain in the Gulf might be disrupted. If it is, it'll only be for a couple days. So I think it's not going to. I don't think it'll cause a spike in gas prices. I don't see that, but I think it might halt the declining trend for a day or two. So that's just an educated guess. But no, I would definitely follow these. The IRS story this week. I will give you an update tomorrow. Of course, everybody's gone for the weekend, but we'll get that going. And if you have any questions, just let me know. We're always here for you. And I think throw in a little tax tip today, and I might something might work into every show. Might be a good thing. Um, Make sure that you're organized. I just thought of this off the top of my head. This might be a good show idea. Just make sure that you're organized. Probably best tip: call the IRS. At least once a year. If you have a business or a personal return, call the IRS once a year. Just make sure that you're on the same page. Kind of like a annual checkup. Just make sure that everything's going smooth. So if you have any other questions, give me a call, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care and be safe.